Hey everyone, it's John here from Hot Take Hockey, back with another video, and this video is looking at the 2020 Hockey Hall of Fame inductees, starting with Jarome IGINLA. So I'm going to get right into it. If you are a new subscriber, welcome. Smash that like button and leave your thoughts in the comment section below. I'm going to go over the 2020 inductees and look over the 2021 candidates. So it's pretty early, but we're going to start looking at who could be inducted in 2021. So Jarome IGINLA, this one was easy. First year candidate, and I think when you're looking at Jarome IGINLA, he was one of the best goal scorers of that time. And I grew up watching Jarome IGINLA. I grew up watching the rivalries of the Oilers and Flames, and it was on and off, obviously. But the Battle of Alberta has always been one of the best rivalries in the NHL. Jarome IGINLA, the run in 2004, it's one of those players that, as good as he was on the ice, he had this insane leadership and how modest and humble he was off the ice. So obviously one of his bigger moments was his pass to Sidney Crosby for the golden goal in 2010. So there's just some huge moments for Jarome IGINLA, but just in general, he was just so consistent, such a good goal scorer, physicality, and then the leadership off the ice. So Jarome IGINLA, first ballot, I think this wasn't a question. All right, Marian HOSSA, again, another first-year guy who this was his first-year opportunity, and he gets in. I think for Marian HOSSA, he 3 Stanley Cups. He definitely deserves it. I know there's going to be conversations about Daniel Alfredsson in Ottawa, but yeah, he didn't win a cup, but you're seeing other guys get in without the cup. Obviously, IGINLA was on a different level in different aspects, and then Matt Sundin's another guy that was kind of in the same era, and he's already been in. So Alfredsson's an interesting one, but for Marian HOSSA, I do think he deserves it, whether it was this year or next or the year after. Marian HOSSA definitely deserves to be in the Hockey Hall of Fame. Doug Wilson's a very interesting one. I think one of the best defensemen of the 80s. Of course, I wasn't around back then, but when you look at the numbers, and now Doug Wilson, a GM in the league, I do think Doug Wilson deserves to be in the Hockey Hall of Fame. I think Pierre LeBrun was one of the insiders to be kind of pushing this over the last few years. And I think 18 people are on the panel to vote for the Hockey Hall of Fame. So they see a guy like Doug Wilson not be in there yet, the defenseman of this. I think for Doug Wilson and then another defenseman, Kevin Lowe. So 2 defensemen, I think they're similar in age, 61 and 62. So Kevin Lowe, he waited a while too. The cup runs with the Edmonton Oilers. He won a cup with the New York Rangers. So he wasn't an offensive guy. He was a defensive guy. I think that's the big kind of thing for a lot of people. Oh, look at his numbers, but I can't really say too much because I didn't watch him. But in terms of what Gretzky has talked about in his role in those cup runs, and the fact that I think in one of the runs he was playing with a broken ribs, there was a couple injuries that he just went through. So respect to Kevin Lowe. Kim St-Pierre, huge for women's hockey. Obviously, when you're a goaltender, you can make huge statements. Definitely deserving. I know Botterill's another one that could get in. But yeah, so Kim St-Pierre, definitely deserving. And Ken Holland, when you're talking about the Detroit Red Wings dynasty, Ken Holland's the guy that was obviously a huge part in building that. So Ken Holland is definitely deserving. I know another person that people have talked about in terms of North America was Ken Hitchcock. And then we'll just look at the 2021 early candidates. So if I'm looking at just a bunch of players, I'm going to miss some, but Alexander McGillney, I think a lot of people thought he was going to be finally this year. I think it's been 13 years since he's been eligible. Daniel Alfredsson, another one that I think coulda, shoulda been this year, but I think he should be a lock for either next year or the year after. Henrik and Daniel, this is very interesting because if you just go by those top 4 players, they could fit into next year's, but there's no defenseman for that class, and that's where I look at a guy like Sergei Gonchar. I wonder if Gonchar is going to get inducted over the next couple of years. I think he's been eligible for 3 years now. But Daniel and Henrik Sedin, when you're talking about the Twins, the duo, they didn't win a cup, but that's where just you look at those 2 guys, and they were so impactful in the game, and they were just so I guess unreal. Just you'd never see that. Shane Doan, another one. Henrik Zetterberg, he'll be eligible in 2021, so first year eligible. Patrick Elias, obviously we saw his career. He put up insane numbers. Theo Fleury, Tom Barrasso, goalie. Again, I think the expectations for goalie is just obviously in question sometimes. Another guy would be Curtis Joseph, who sometimes doesn't get considered. Vinny Lecavalier, I think he should be considered, maybe not for next year, but for one of the next few years. Rod Brindamore is another guy that I think people look at Guy Carbonneau and people just look at a guy like Rod Brindamore and thinking he should get in. Rick Nash, one of the better big power forward goal scorers. I think he resembled a lot of what like a guy like Eric Lindros did. Jeremy Roenick, another one. So there's just a bunch of candidates for potential of 2021 and going forward. Let me know what you think. Of course, please subscribe if you're new. Smash that like button. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. This was John from Hockey. Have a good one. Peace out.